I'm Alison from Bag Lady Bird Learn to Sew. Welcome to my channel. I'm here every week bringing you great Learn to Sew content to help make you a better dressmaker. So today I'm talking to you about my 4 favourite sewing books. These are ones that I would refer to on a regular basis in the days before the internet, and often now will still refer to, rather than looking up something online, I will sometimes refer to these books as an alternative. They're great to have there to use, and I am a sucker for a good book. So the first book I am going to talk to you about today is the Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Sewing. So this is a book that I actually originally picked up for just £1 at a charity shop or something similar. Look at these fabulous pictures. So we've got stuff like techniques on tacking stitches, sort of making you understand the grain of the fabric and how to realign the fabric grain, stuff like that, that's really, really crucial when you're learning about fabrics and understanding fabrics. It shows you details on designing your own patterns and how to alter patterns as well, sort of using master pattern, and how to alter patterns for fit purposes as well, to make clothes that fit you. You can see some of the information is relatively dated. This particular version is from 1981. So they haven't got more modern information about the more modern machines or types of fabrics and stuff, but we do have loads and loads of really lovely information about different weaves of fabric and different knits of fabric and how they are created and what they look like. So it's well worth it just for these, this information alone. I know that's one of the things that a lot of beginner sewers struggle with, is understanding different fabric types. So it talks you through a lot of the basics, how to thread your sewing machine and what it should all look like, everything. Obviously I'm flicking from this from back to front, different pressing tools, and in the back of the book as well there are some dressmaking projects that you can do as well. So it is my #1 go-to book. So if you only get one of the books that I'm recommending today, I would highly recommend that you go for this one, just for the pure wealth of information that you've got on there. This is the Couture Sewing Techniques book by Claire B. Schaefer. Again, this is a book that's chock-a-block with techniques and tips. The techniques in this book are very different to what's in the Reader's Digest book. They're couture techniques rather than home sewing techniques, but many of them translate really well to home sewing. It's a little bit more modern. It tells you a lot about hand stitching, so if you're interested in learning more about hand stitching and couture techniques to really sort of elevate your sewing game, this would be the book for you. It tells you about different types of seam techniques, how to mark the garment as well, and it goes on to talk about sort of easing seams in and different hems, edge finishing, buttonholes, fastenings. It talks about thread tracing and pockets. So you can see this is a very different book, but it's again full of really useful sewing information, and it will really help to elevate your sewing. That's what I would say with this one, would really elevate your sewing and make you learn different high-end techniques for finishing and making your garment a really quality garment. So it does talk through more specialist fabrics as well. See here the whole inset, well this is a Dior dress, but the corselet that's inside it, So the foundation garment is built into the dress. Historical information in here as well as the techniques to use. The book is the Overlock Techniques Manual, and this is one, well, it's written by Julia Hinks. It's one that I have referred to time and time again, and it not only covers overlocker basics, but it shows you all the other stuff that you can do with an overlocker as well. That if you're a beginner with your overlocker, you might not actually realise you can do, but things like attaching beading, rolled hems, how to overlock curves and circles and tubes, so simple seams, when and why you would use different overlocker stitches, different numbers of threads and stuff, and it's got some interesting projects as well to do, an evening scarf, a simple top, and a tote bag, as well as some home projects as well. Based on this particular sewing machine, a 9300DX, but if you ignore the actual settings and just take the information that it's giving you, it is fully applicable to any other overlocker as well. So if you're new to overlocking, or even if you've been doing overlocking a while and want to know what more you can get out of it, this is a book that you should check out for sure. Both of those two were modern sewing books. This one is another vintage sewing book. So this one is the Vogue sewing book. So it's Vogue as in the pattern company, not the fashion magazine. I paid £12.60 from this, and this was one that I got from Barty Books in Alnwick. This book was published in 1981 as well as the Reader's Digest one. For some reason I've ended up with two books that were published in the same year. This one has a bit more colour, photographs in sections. It talks you through a bit more of the fashion side of sewing, from a point of view of style and how to, but it's got loads of information on fibres and fabrics, really useful for beginners sewing. It has an A to Z glossary on the language of fabrics, again an absolute Bible really, and tells you all about different techniques and how to work and how to use it. I haven't spent as much time in and out of this book as I have with the others, but I can see how much absolutely lovely, useful information is in there. So the styles and fashions are from the late 70s and 80s, so it might look a bit dated, but the information is absolutely top notch. So you're learning the techniques, and the techniques don't change. The machines you use, the tools you use may vary slightly, but the techniques are always going to remain the same. So that's where it's absolutely, well, it's just so useful, so informative, all this different stuff that you can do. A wealth of information here at your fingertips. And if you were to read any of these books from cover to cover, you would absolutely learn so much. And sometimes it's nice just to pick up a book rather than searching on the internet and not really finding what you're looking for. Sometimes just being able to pick up a book and think, this is quite a comprehensive book. I know I'm going to find what I'm looking for in here.
Remember to like and subscribe to my channel for more great Learn to Sew videos that will help make you a better dressmaker. If you've enjoyed this video and want more great Learn to Sew content to help make you a better dressmaker, you can join me over at the Learn to Sew membership club. The link's in the description box below.